Dear students, if you are a postgraduate student pursuing MA English and you are planning to prepare for UGC NET with your optional subject English, then this video is going to be very important for you, because we are going to discuss how to crack UGC NET English in this particular video, right? So make sure that you watch this video till end and do subscribe to our channel. In the initial stages, when you first appear in this examination, that is to say that in your first or second attempt, what actually happens that things gets blurred. When you see the actual question paper, when you appear in the examination, you see the question paper, things actually gets blurred. You fail to identify which are the authors and what are the areas from which questions are actually arising. In this video, I will try my level best to address all those key issue challenges that you are presently facing in your preparation for UGC NET with optional subject English. So let us discuss what are the key issue challenges that a candidate faces during his or her preparation of UGC NET English in his or her initial stages of preparation. The point is how we are going to approach this examination. That is very important, right? We have to keep in mind and we have to make a balance, we have to maintain a balance between all these different areas of study, right? We have to study about authors, we have to study about poetry, drama, fiction, essays, etc. But also we have to focus on literary theory, criticism, cultural studies, etc. So dear students, what are the key issue challenges that one candidate faces during the preparation of this examination? Today we are going to discuss these issues, right? And why these problems actually arise. The answer to this question is that because the university departments and the syllabus that is being taught at the university departments are slightly different from the mode or the format of this examination, more precisely you can say. Syllabus which is being taught at the university departments or colleges, they primarily focus on the original texts which are based on some poetry, prose, drama, fiction, essays, etc. right? And relatively a smaller portion of time is dedicated in teaching literary theory, criticism, cultural studies, etc. right? Whereas in this particular examination of UGC NET English, they try to maintain a balance between all the different areas related to this subject or to the study of humanities, you can say overall. Now, since we know that there is no very strict syllabus which UGC NET actually publishes regarding this particular optional subject or any other subject for that matter, right? So they say the standard will be somewhere between undergraduate and postgraduate. This is what UGC NET usually declares, right? So we have to maintain that standard. And since there is no strict syllabus to this particular examination, what is the key, what is the most important thing to do is to analyze and reanalyze again and again the previous year question papers. The more you analyze, the more you review the previous year question papers, the closer you inch towards your success. Now, three things I am telling you here which are very important and which will be very important as you approach to this examination, right? So the first key thing would be to analyze and reanalyze the previous year question papers. The more you analyze and reanalyze the previous year question papers, the closer you inch towards your success, right? The second thing is identifying the authors, right? It is very important to identify the key authors. Which are the authors which are frequently being asked, right? And the third most important thing is memorizing and practicing. Here, for this particular subject, I must tell you, which is for this particular subject English, I'll tell you, memorizing will be very important, because they ask a lot of facts regarding authors, publication years, chronology, etc. So memorizing and at last practicing would be very important. So primarily there are at least 6 major areas which can be identified for this examination, right? And the first one is British literature, right? And the percentage or the number of questions arising from this particular section is 15 to 20%. You can find out this trend, that I am telling you, in previous year questions from past 5 years, right? Last 5 years questions, if you will analyze the previous year papers of last 5 years, you will find this split more or less. This will be the trend, right? So British literature 15 to 20%, non-British literature, which means from American literature, Canadian, Australian, Indian and African. This will constitute nearly 20% of your entire question paper. Moving on to the next section, which is literary criticism. So 10 to 15% of questions will actually arise from here, right? And next thing is literary theory. So 15 to 20% questions come from this particular section, right? And cultural studies. Next you have cultural studies. 7 to 10% of questions arise from this particular section. And the last one is comprehension. You know there are two passages. One is poetry and another is the prose section, right? So 10 questions nearly come from this particular section, which is comprehension. And for this you need to have a good understanding of literary pieces, poetry and articles and all that, right? So in this particular section you can say comprehension along with linguistics, right, and rhetoric and prosody. From this particular section at least 15% of questions will come in your examination. So roughly this is the divide, this is the split, this is roughly I am telling you, right? So this is the divide. British literature 15 to 20%, non-British literature comprising of American, Canadian, Australian, Indian and African literature is nearly 20%, literary criticism which is 10 to 15%, and literary theory 15 to 20%, cultural studies 7 to 10%, and comprehension, linguistic and rhetoric and prosody 15%. So this is roughly the weightage, you can say. This is the weightage that is given. So these are the key areas that you have to focus, and these are the particular splits, the divide that I have given you. These you have to keep in mind and then you have to prepare them.